wildfires, tearing through huge parts of our province every single summer. Here in Ontario, heat waves and storms are becoming more and more intense every single year. Along with climate effects ramping up, mainstream narratives around climate have shifted too. We really don't need to spend any more time convincing people that climate change exists. But even as smoke-filled chaos becomes our new reality, governments around the world, including right here in so-called Canada, are still prioritizing corporations and short-term profit. Fossil fuels are the largest source of this crisis that we're in, and people like Justin Trudeau and Doug Ford are more accountable to the industry that's harming their own children than to their own citizens. Whole governments are prioritizing profit at the expense of human lives and long-term prosperity. This is a new climate denialism, where leaders, political parties, municipal governments, big institutions like universities say that we're in a climate emergency and say that they're taking action, but then don't. And they're hurting so many people. So today, our strike has one official demand: for the City of Hamilton to endorse the Fossil Fuel Non-Proliferation Treaty. As a climate organizer in Vancouver, I was part of getting my municipal government to become the first in the world to endorse that treaty last October. And since then, it's also been endorsed by Toronto, LA, Barcelona, and several other cities across the world. In essence, the treaty has three pillars. The first, non-proliferation, calls for a commitment to end the exploration for and expansion of the fossil fuel industry. The second, global disarmament, demands that there's a planned phase out of existing fossil fuel projects in line with a 1.5 degrees Celsius warming target, which is the bare minimum. And finally, a peaceful transition refers to quickly adopting green technologies while protecting workers and promoting economic diversification. These three pillars cut through a lot of the excuses that we hear from leaders nowadays. They give anyone who endorses it a very clear direction. Treat this crisis like an emergency, respond to it accordingly, and don't pretend otherwise.